Welcome to Menopause Weekly. It's time to kick off your shoes, grab a drink and listen to this week's stats, chats and facts. Are you ready? Then let's get started, shall we? This video is intended to be proactive. I'm trying to encourage more men to get involved, to listen, to take action regarding matters on menopausing. That doesn't mean to say, however, that this doesn't apply to everyone. Buckle in, guys, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but knowledge is power, right? A woman's life can be significantly impacted by the symptoms of the menopause, and undoubtedly this means men. Yours will be too. Did you know that 1 in 10 women have seriously considered giving up work? And a quarter of those women say that their relationships have been affected by the menopause. 25% of women have said that they would like to reduce their working hours because of the menopause. And clearly this will have a knock-on effect for everyone, including our bosses. So why is it that when I spoke to a number of men, they didn't really know much about the menopause? Here's a couple of their responses. It doesn't really interest me. I'll research it when I need to know about it. Hot flushing, isn't it? Oh, ladies' things. So with just a few of those mentioned statistics, why does it seem that the menopause is still taboo? I want to find out if having a supportive partner can make all the difference. I believe that the only way to demystify the menopause is for us all to work together. So here's an interesting question for you. How do you know if your wife, partner, sister, mother, work colleague, or even your boss are actually menopausing? Don't get me wrong, I'm not having a go here. Even medically qualified, experienced doctors sometimes miss the signs and the symptoms. And these are people that regularly see patients and are very much aware of the menopause. What I'm saying here is that it's really difficult to spot. Are you aware that around 80% of women do suffer with some of the symptoms of the menopause, whilst others just breeze through it? And unfortunately, there are some women out there that suffer such debilitating symptoms that they find it hard to function. And the next thing that I'm about to say, unfortunately, you might find shocking. Here's number one. A lot of women that are going through the menopause or are perimenopausal feel isolated and alone. Number two, women that are going through the menopause often don't want to talk about it. Number three, not only do they not want to talk about it, but quite often they'll try to hide their symptoms. Number four, women that do talk about it or want to talk about it worry that they'll be deemed as old or irrelevant or dispensable. And finally, women are definitely reluctant to tell their work colleagues and bosses because they are in fear that they'll look weak. So this next section applies to everyone, both men and women. You might be asking yourselves now, what should you be looking out for? Well, here goes. So if your partner's spending her nights flinging the duvet on and off throughout the entire night, opening the windows in winter and has a fan constantly blowing out cold air, even in winter, then I think it's fair to say that she is either perimenopausal or menopausal. But for now, let's have a look at the psychological symptoms, shall we? Forgetfulness, anxiety, loss of confidence and identity. Be alert and watch out for changes in character. Is she biting your head off and snapping at you unnecessarily? Is she bursting into tears? And if so, how often? Is she talking to you about feeling hopeless without any seeming reason? Is that strong, capable, confident woman always doubting herself? Does she seem upset and forgetful? These are just a few, so we need to be mindful. We need to do our research and we need to know what's going on. Do you know how strong your relationship is? I said earlier to buckle in, men. That's because a good, strong, stable, healthy relationship takes two people. It also takes two people to destroy that relationship. A lot of men feel that they're walking on eggshells, and it's right. You are. And it's at this point that she needs you guys most. This is not the time to walk away, to say less and to do less. This is the time to buckle up, get strong and take action. So here's your top tips for how you guys can help your loved ones. Number 1, do your research. There's plenty of material out there. The one thing that I will say is it has to be current and relevant. So don't just be Googling everything. Some of that information on Google is outdated. There's a lot of people on social media that have experienced the menopause, like myself. Be mindful to talk with compassion, because some women feel that the reason why they're not coping is entirely down to them and that this is their fault. Stop and listen. Research suggests that women that have a healthy lifestyle, e.g. eat healthily, don't drink alcohol in excess and exercise regularly, get through the menopause a little bit easier. So maybe you could just support them in this way, maybe by joining a gym together or working in the kitchen together to produce healthy, nice food. And if you cut back your alcohol intake, then surely that will have a knock-on effect and that will help her. If you love nibbling sweets and chocolates and cakes and things, then don't encourage her to bake them for you. And if you are going to eat them secretly so she doesn't know you're doing it. So any support and help that you can offer your partner in this way alone is going to help her immensely. It's not difficult, you can do your bit. But how can you be proactive? Well, there are a few ways that you can help her. One of the ways is you might want to think about buying her a fan for the bedroom. This will definitely make her feel more comfortable. You might also want to think about a little handheld battery operated fan that she can keep in her handbag, so that when she has one of her hot flushes she can easily just take that out, pop it on the table or in her hand and just fan herself to help eliminate those terrible signs of a hot flush. Women often get embarrassed as well, both in the workplace and socially, when they're having one of those hot flushes. So I think it's really important for you to be extra supportive at this point and just tell her that there is really no need for her to apologise, that this is a natural, normal bodily function. There are also a number of essential oils that can help your partner. So it might be a lovely idea to go down to the health shop and buy some of these for your partner. Let's have a look at a few of them, shall we? So I've been told that inhaling lavender oil twice a day for a 12-week period can help with the signs of hot flushing. Ooh, I'll be honest with you, that's definitely worth a try. And apparently geranium oil can alleviate anxiety. Now, it doesn't mean that this will help everybody, but these things are just maybe worth a try. They're alternatives. It's just having some hope, isn't it? It's about being open, isn't it, to things that just might help us get through this really difficult period. Let's take a look at neroli oil. Now apparently this one helps a woman's sexual desire. So again, always worth a try. Keep watching, because at the end of this episode I'm going to be showing you a clip from Steph's Packed Lunch where David and I were actually in bed together live on Channel 4, and we talk about ways that you can help your partner sleep better through the menopause. It's important for you to tell her that it's okay, and maybe share some of the research that you've done to show that you are supporting her in any way that you possibly can. It's really important that you support her decisions. It's her body, her choice. I think it's important that you remind her that this is a phase and that she will find her natural, normal, bubbly self again at some point, and that you're going to work through this phase together. You're going to be there for her and you're going to support her. It's really important to ask what her needs are. What does she want you to do in order for you to support her? A lovely way to show your support can often be the simplest of things, like a lovely bunch of flowers. I'm going to give you the heads up here, guys. These are the things that really you should never say to your partner. Here goes. Here's number 1. Oh, it's your hormones. Big mistake if you start referencing our weight, guys. You probably already know this one. Don't start explaining the menopause to us like you've now become the expert on it. Remember, guys, you can only empathise with us. You're not experiencing this firsthand. I know that you might be experiencing a difficult time, but remember, you're not physically experiencing the menopause. So remember, it's empathy that we're looking for.
and definitely not sympathy. And never tell her that your mother didn't behave like this. That's a definite no-no. So I think it's important to remember that the signs and symptoms of the menopause are an individual thing. A little bit of light banter and laughter can sometimes help challenging and difficult conversations, but what I would advise is that you look for hair cues and that you don't overdo this. Guys, please be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. I think we need to accept that it can take time for us to find the right treatment and for that treatment to start working.
We can only bring about change by taking action and getting more involved.
So what can we do to help? Well, I'm guessing that the majority of people that have just watched this are ladies. So please, ladies, do share with your partners. It's really important that we help them to understand our signs and symptoms so that they're in the best place to support us. I think we can go one step further. I think it's really important to share the information that I'm providing in Series 1 with our HR departments, and maybe asking them if they'll start to support you more by offering training sessions and maybe putting something into their induction programs as well.
If you have any questions, please do ask. But the most important thing, and I do keep repeating this, it's almost like I'm on a loop, it's about share. If we don't share this information, then we're never going to advance and we're never going to get the help and support that we need. If you think that the government are not doing enough to help and support women through the menopause, then please do let me know. And let's start looking at some strategies. What is it that you want? If you want to tell me, you can write to me on Menopause Live. Let's all stick together and get the relevant information out there, shall we? Please remember, I'm not medically qualified to give advice. I'm here to signpost and raise awareness. All information provided in this series will be relevant and up to date when posted. If you have any concerns about your physical or mental well-being, please contact a medically qualified practitioner.